Hello, welcome back to another video on solvency ratio. We have already seen debt equity ratio in detail. In this video, we will see next 4 ratio, that is funded debt to total capitalization ratio, proprietary ratio or equity ratio, solvency ratio and fixed asset to net worth ratio in detail. Remaining 4 ratios we will cover the same in the coming video. So first we will see funded debt to total capitalization ratio. This ratio shows the relationship between long-term fund raised from outsiders, that means outsiders fund, and total long-term fund available in the business. And this ratio can be calculated with the help of an equation, that is funded debt divided by total capitalization. And if you want to express this ratio in terms of percent, you just need to multiply the answer with 100 so that we can express the same in the percentage. And what all items will come under this funded debt? It includes debentures, mortgage bill, bonds and other long-term loans. And the total capitalization includes all those share capital as well as the reserves like capital reserve, general reserve, capital redemption reserve, security premium account, etc. And also our long-term funds like debentures, mortgage bill, bonds and other long-term loans. And how we can interpret this ratio? It is always better to have a low ratio, that is always considered as favorable. Now we move on to the another type of ratio, that is proprietary ratio, or it is also called as equity ratio. This ratio shows the relationship between shareholders fund to total asset of the firm. And this ratio also known as equity ratio or shareholders to total equity ratio or net worth to total asset ratio. And this ratio can be calculated by using the equation, that is shareholders fund divided by total asset. And if you want to express the same in percent, you just need to multiply the answer with 100. And shareholders fund means it includes equity share capital, preference share capital, capital reserve, revenue reserve and reserves representing accumulated profit and surplus like reserves for contingency, sinking fund, etc. And if you have any kind of accumulated losses or deferred expense, you just need to deduct the same from shareholders fund. And the interpretation of this proprietary ratio or equity ratio is that higher the ratio, better is the long-term solvency position of a company. Now we move on to the next type of ratio, that is solvency ratio or the ratio of total liabilities to total asset. This ratio indicates the relationship between total liabilities to outsiders to total asset of the firm. That means this ratio can be calculated by using the equation total liabilities to outsiders divided by total asset. Or if we have calculated, already we have calculated proprietary ratio. Proprietary ratio means we have seen the same just before. So if we have calculated this proprietary ratio, then it is very easy to calculate solvency ratio because you just need to deduct this percentage from the 100. For example, suppose proprietary ratio is 30%, then what will be the solvency ratio? You just deduct 100 minus 30%, 70% will be the solvency ratio. And the interpretation is lower the ratio, then more stable or more satisfactory is the long-term solvency position of a firm. And the next type of ratio is fixed asset to net worth ratio or fixed asset to proprietors fund. This ratio shows the relationship between fixed asset and shareholders fund. Shareholders fund means it includes the share capital as well as the reserves and surplus. And how we can calculate this ratio? By using the equation fixed asset divided by shareholders fund, and you need to take the fixed asset amount, the net amount, after deducting the depreciation. And how we can interpret this fixed asset to net worth ratio, or why it is important? Generally, the purchase of fixed asset, that means the amount required to purchase fixed asset, is financed from share capital, reserves and surplus, that means from the shareholders fund. So if the calculated ratio, that means the fixed asset to net worth ratio, is less than 100%, it implies that the shareholders fund is more than the total fixed asset, and also a part of working capital is also financed from this shareholders fund. Suppose if this calculated ratio is more than 100%, then what does it shows? It implies that this firm is relied more on outsiders fund in order to finance the fixed asset. So this is how we need to interpret the fixed asset to net worth ratio. I hope this 4 ratio is clear to you. In the next video we will cover the remaining 4 ratios that is used in order to calculate the solvency position of a company. Stay tuned. Till then, keep learning. Thank you.